Here's 5 things you should stop doing on the guitar. Number 1, stop tilting your fretboard. I'm looking at you, yes you on the other end of the screen. Stop tilting your guitar to try to look at your fretboard. I understand it's hard to see where your fingers are, but every time you tilt the guitar, you put it completely out of position. And you actually make it harder on yourself to play the guitar. When you tilt the guitar, it makes your wrist come out way farther than necessary to compensate for the extra tilt. When you play like this, you're gonna be making mistakes and muted notes all over the place. The guitar should be held vertical and close to your body, the curve down here flat on your leg. And if you're not sure where your fingers are, you use the dots on the top we call fret markers to figure out what position your fingers are in. Eventually, the guitar is an instrument that's played by feel and you don't have to look at all. So you might as well practice good technique now so that you don't run into any problems in the future. Number 2, stop pausing to fix your mistakes all the time. It is so frustrating to see beginners get obsessed with perfection on the guitar. Because to be honest, for a while, perfection isn't going to be achievable. And so every time you're playing a song and you stop because you don't like the way that maybe one note sounds in your chord, you're losing all the momentum from the rhythm and you're actually making the song sound way worse even though your chord is perfect. You're also creating a really bad habit of expecting perfection, which puts a lot of stress on you, and when you're unable to get it perfect, leads to a lot of frustration. I'm not saying you shouldn't work to get good on the guitar, but I'm saying you should give yourself a lot of room and definitely focus more on practicing the feeling of playing an entire song instead of just playing 2 seconds of it really perfectly and then stopping. Number 3, stop putting the guitar down when you think you've nailed it. On guitar, I pretty much live by this philosophy. You don't practice until you can do it right, you practice until you can't do it wrong. In other words, let's say you're practicing a chord progression, but you keep messing it up. You practice it over and over and over again until that one time that you finally get it right. And then you pat yourself on the back, put your guitar down, and say you did a good job today. You're better than that. Try to take the time to repeat that section and make sure that every time you play it, you still get it right. Because oftentimes you get it right once, and then when you go to play it again, it's wrong. The only way to get consistency on the guitar is repetition. And since you've come this far, you shouldn't back down now. Number 4 is for a lot of you newbies, but I'm shocked at how many people tend to do this in their later years on guitar. Please stop using one finger to play everything. I know you can technically play the guitar with one finger, even just 2 fingers, but you have got to split the workload between your other fingers. It's like you're cooking in the kitchen, but you're refusing to use any of the tools around you and you just use a fork for everything. People avoid this because of finger laziness, but you have to understand that in the long run, you're going to want to get your fingers to work together. Take a look at what you're playing and see how you can divide the workload between your 4 fingers. Yes, that includes the pinky. And even if you use your first 3 fingers all the time, but you never use your pinky, this is still directed at you. Learn how your fingers work together to cover 4 or more fret positions on the guitar, or you'll be forever stuck looking like you just learned the guitar. Number 5 is a big one. Stop taking the tab or the sheet music too seriously. When you're playing your favorite songs, you're either looking at an official transcription or something somebody else has done online, but either way, neither of these are coming from the actual artist. And time again, I'll see an official transcription of the song that painstakingly goes over all the little details that don't even matter. Maybe little muted notes that were accidentally recorded by the artist in the studio, or some slight rhythm mistakes. And it's the transcriber's job to write it exactly as it's recorded. But music is so much easier if you're able to look at a section of a piece and understand the meaning behind it. Are you able to see the general chord changes? Are you able to see the general strumming or rhythm pattern? Don't trip up over these little small details, like maybe there's a slide thrown in here, or maybe there's a muted strum thrown in here. You can work on these if you really have the song down and you're aiming towards perfection. But in general, these small details trip people up and they don't even matter. If you watch your favorite artist play that song live, they're not even going to be playing it in the same way, I guarantee it. Music is a language and there's a lot of ways to say the same thing. So when you're looking at a song, instead of being hyper-focused on the details, zoom out and see the bigger picture of what you're supposed to be doing. Don't forget these 5 things or I'll come and find you. Just kidding.